You just want to see the beautiful pie. Good morning. Everything in town must not be working today because everybody's here. So y'all come here for entertainment today? I see several faces here we normally don't see, so welcome. Let's start. We've got Reverend Rebecca Abel Lambert, who is the first female minister at Government Street Presbyterian Church. Is going to lead us today in our prayer, and then we're going to do the salute, and we'll get started from there.
Let us pray. God, who governs and rules all things, be present now as this meeting begins. Send your wisdom and grace for these commissioners. Bless Commissioner Ludgood, Commissioner Hudson, and Commissioner Carl as they seek to make Mobile County a place that is safe and fair for all our citizens. Thank you for the skills, experience, and wisdom you have given to each of them. May they use these gifts fully in their tasks before them. Give them the words they need to be able to explain the complexities of their work to those whom they represent. Bless the citizens of Mobile County, God. Let each person and family thrive as you intend. Unite us and grant us peace, justice, and hope in this place we call home. We thank you for the care which surrounds all that we do and all that we say, and we pray this with humble hearts. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I think we have several resolutions lined up here. Where did we lose now? Oh, there you are. Where would you like to start?
Let's start with, first you have to fast, which Charlotte decided to do the education knowledge.
Okay, Ms. Scott, if you'll join us, please, up front. Good morning. Welcome. Good to have you. Thank you for joining us this morning. This resolution is in observance of First You Have to FAFSA month. Whereas Mobile's First You Have to FAFSA, which stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid Completion Initiative, provides filing assistance to Mobile County students and their families in applying for financial aid for college, career, school, or graduate school. And whereas it is critical to our county's workforce and economic development that Mobile County students obtain post-secondary credentials or career training after high school. And whereas it is estimated that by 2020, 63% of jobs in Alabama will require a post-secondary degree or certification. And whereas Mobile County has set a goal that 75,000 Mobilians will hold a college degree or post-secondary credential by 2030. And whereas applying for financial aid is the first step in qualifying for funding to pay for college and career training programs. And whereas Mobile's First You Have to FAFSA complete initiative goal is to increase FAFSA completion of all high school seniors by 8.5%. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Mobile County Commission does hereby proclaim the month of October 2019 as First You Have to FAFSA month. Whereas in Mobile County, Alabama, we encourage all Mobile County residents to support this cause that so deeply impacts our community. And it is signed by all three commissioners. Thank you so much. And I have these for y'all. Thank you. Oh, thank you. There you go. And that is in my practice, you have to FAFSA. Yeah. And don't say it 3 times in a row very fast. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I just wanted to reiterate the importance of increasing awareness of FAFSA in our community. Just this past year, we had about 2,300 seniors graduate, and only 56% of them filed for the FAFSA, which means they left $12 million on the table for college money that they didn't have to pay back. And so it's critical that we increase awareness not only amongst our students, but amongst our families and our community.
Thank you so much, Chandra.
Thank you so much.
We now will have Pete Ream and Tina Peru from the Southwest Mobile County Chamber of Commerce.
Pete, give or take a couple of newborns, I think this is our youngest attendee. Good morning. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Come up here. Come on. We'll scoot around. Come on. All right, let me see if I can read this. Chamber of Commerce Week, October the 14th through the 18th, 2019. Whereas the Southwest Mobile County Chamber of Commerce works with businesses, nonprofits, banks, merchants, advise civic, economic, professional, and cultural life in Mobile County. And whereas the Southwest Mobile County Commission, the Southwest Mobile County Chamber of Commerce, founded in 1978, has contributed to the civic and economic life of Southwest Mobile County for the last 4 decades. And whereas the Southwest Mobile County Chamber of Commerce encourages the growth of existing services and commercial firms and encourages new business to locate in Southwest Mobile County, acting as a liaison with schools and business communities. Now therefore, let it be resolved that the Mobile County Commission does hereby proclaim October the 14th through 18th, 2019 as Chamber of Commerce Week. Whereas the Mobile County, Alabama, we acknowledge the numerous benefits and services that the Southwest Mobile County Chamber of Commerce provides to the businesses and the residents of Mobile County. Signed by all 3 commissioners on this date. Thank you.
Thank you to the County Commission for that declaration of recognition. And as you know, we're very blessed. We live in a great county with a great community. And Southwest Mobile County is on fire with business and industrial development, and we are so blessed to be a part of it. And even more than that, we're blessed because we have a great community, people who want to pitch in and want to be part of it. And we have a great leadership here. We have our Vice Presidents and Executive Director, Tina Peru, Vice President Tiffany Jin, and other Vice President Chris Black. And it's their dedication, their leadership, working with the community that is bringing all this together. We really appreciate it because we're hard for the community out there and all the people, and it's really showing. We have a lot of blessings and good things to show for. You want to do business, you need to be in Southwest Mobile County. And it's in charge of all the fun.
I'd like to also mention that the new Walmart Distribution Center, as well as the Amazon Fulfillment Center, is not fulfillment, but the Destination Center is actually in this area also. So we're proud to be a part of it. Pete, I'm going to get on the other side with you, though. Either one of y'all, anybody else want to say anything? Do you want to say something?
Just a minute. Thank you.
Put a spell on it.
Sure. See you, buddy. All right.
Bullying Prevention Week with Kayla Williams and Tia Harris of the Mobile County District Attorney's Office.
Whereas the Mobile County Coalition Against Bullying, which consists of local volunteers, community leaders, law enforcement, and community organizations dedicated to safeguarding our schools and communities against bullying while offering our children an environment that holds promise and security, and whereas hundreds of young people in Mobile County are affected by bullying each year, and occurs in neighborhoods, playgrounds, schools, and through technology with the internet and cell phones. And whereas each day many students refuse to go to school in an effort to escape being bullied, and many more attend school in a chronic state of anxiety because they dread the physical and verbal aggression of their peers and the loneliness that comes from being excluded and made the target of rumors and cyberbullying. And whereas Mobile County proudly stands with the Mobile Coalition Against Bullying in acknowledging and heightening awareness about bullying, we also support the coalition's effort to combat the negative effects of this problem and target ways to prevent it. And whereas it is time to pledge that bullying ends with me, now therefore let it be resolved that we, the Mobile County Commission, do hereby proclaim the week of October 21st through the 25th, 2019 as Bullying Prevention Week in Mobile County. We furthermore encourage our residents to engage in a variety of awareness prevention activities designed to make our communities safe for all children and adolescents. And it's signed by all three commissioners.
We just want to say once again, thank you. And if you have any children or grandchildren in the school system, we do have activities planned for each day of that week. So check in with them and see what they did at school that day. And thank you for your support once again.
And in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Tony Ann Torrance, Executive Director of Penelope House.
Let's see, I don't see Tony. Accepting on behalf is
Wakanda
Eaton? Wakanda Eaton?
Figures.
Figures. I'm sorry. Wakanda Eaton Figures? We'll ask her. Please tell us your name.
Wakanda Figures Williams. Good morning.
Okay, there we go. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here this morning. This resolution is from Mobile County. It recognizes Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It reads, whereas once a secret kept in families, domestic violence is now recognized as a serious crime, one that has severe consequences for survivors, their children, their employers, and the community. And whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but cut across all economic, racial, societal barriers, and are supported by societal indifferences. And whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole, here in this community through the United States and the world. And whereas almost 4 million women are physically abused by husbands or boyfriends every year. And whereas stopping the cycle of this vicious crime requires not only the resolve and courage of survivors, but also the support and involvement of all of us. Now, therefore, let it be resolved, the Mobile County Commission does hereby proclaim October 2019 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Mobile County and commends the efforts of the Mobile County Domestic Violence Task Force. We urge all residents to actively participate in the scheduled activities and programs to work toward improving victim safety and holding perpetrators of domestic abuse accountable for their actions against individual victims and our society as a whole. It was assigned by all three commissioners on this day.
I would like to receive this for Tony Ann on her behalf, and I would like to personally thank the commissioners for their support throughout the Domestic Violence Month, as well as throughout the year. Domestic violence can affect anyone, regardless of your age, race, your social status, or education status. Domestic violence is a community problem, not a private problem, and we appreciate your support. Thank you.
And you notice where the color purple signifies an awareness of this crime in the community and a concern for it. And so that's why we are in purple today, except Commissioner Carl thought that he seems to think that's purple.
He did tell me to take up for him, so I'm going to thank everybody for wearing purple because it's domestic violence color for the month. Thank you, October.
Good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what's next on the agenda. I think we took care of that. I believe we're ready to start with our reading of the agenda.
Okay.
Brian?
Excuse me, Commissioner, we have some speakers.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. That's fine, good.
Mayor Tom Williams from the City of Satsuma.
You saved me from having to introduce you, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good
morning, sir.
Let me first say thank you for allowing me to appear before you, and I come with a heartfelt thanksgiving. Thank you for the council, for the commission, from the mayor's office, from the city council, and the city of Satsuma. Also, in addition to that, would like to invite you to a public ribbon cutting for the Satsuma Public Safety Complex on October the 30th at 1 o'clock. I think that would fit into your schedule. You'll receive an invitation, but I wanted to come and invite you personally. And in doing so, thank you for the help in securing the site back almost 2 years ago now. Without a site to build a building, nothing would happen. So we thank that. We also thank you for the grant to help furnish the building. In addition to that, I'd like to also thank you for the grant to build the concession stands at our park. And in addition to that, the county pay-as-you-go is underway in the city of Satsuma. Mm-hmm. So thank you so very much for that. We really appreciate Ms. Hudson, Mr. Carl, Ms. Ledley. We appreciate what you do. In addition, item number 7 on the agenda, the library grant, we're very thankful for that. And then on page 31, item number 31, the award of the sub-recipient agreement between the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources and the county. We started this process with the Gulf Coast Recovery Council back 2015. And so we've come a long way in trying to get this water and sewer project underway for the part of Satsuma that does not have sewer and water. And it looks like that finally something is beginning to happen. And I really want to thank Mr. Sanchez, Ms. Sanchez and Mr. Kerr. They've met with us. You will be administering the project, and we're very grateful for that. I do realize that everything has to be approved by the Treasury Department, and so we hope that they will act after all this, almost 5 years, that they will act in a prudent manner, and we'll see something happening. In addition, I see Ms. Naramati down here, and we're trying to figure out something. We spend some of your money now. That's right.
I don't think she needs any help with that.
But thank you so very much. We appreciate and hope you have a great and safe day today. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Pleasure having you.
Always a pleasure to see you, Mayor. We look forward to the 30th, and congratulations to you and the members of the City Council for your vision for making that happen. I'll be there.
Stephen McNair with the Southern Rail Commission.
Good morning, Stephen.
Hello and good morning. Thank you for taking some time to hear about the return of passenger rail. I'm Stephen McNair here on behalf of the Southern Rail Commission. Also in attendance today are my colleagues, Mr. David Clark, another commissioner, and Mr. Wiley Blankenship, who is now the chairman of the Southern Rail Commission. Just to give you a brief update on where we are with the return of passenger rail, and also a little bit of an explanation of how this train would function, and how much it's going to cost, the logistics of it, things like that. I just want to make sure everybody was up to speed on kind of where we are in this process, since it's been a bit of a moving target. As a reminder, this train will not be the old Sunset Limited. This is going to be a commuter train between Mobile and New Orleans with 4 stops in Mississippi. So we can guarantee that it will run on time. We can guarantee there will not be any issues like the old train which came through Mobile when it decided to come through Mobile. This will be 7 days a week, twice a day, passenger rail service, Mobile to New Orleans, back and forth. We're still working on things like ticket prices and timetables. All those things will be worked out with Amtrak and, of course, with rate lines. But in the meantime, we have to find the funding. So I'll begin with the other states about where they are with their funding, since this train will obviously impact 3 different states across the Gulf Coast. So the state of Louisiana has dedicated $10 million to this project, which means that they are fully funded for the first 3 years of the return to passenger rail. That includes operating costs, it includes infrastructure, and it also includes them already beginning on a brand new station in downtown New Orleans. The plans for that were introduced last month, and so construction will begin in the next 6 months. In addition to that, Mississippi has dedicated $19 million to the return of passenger rail for the 4 stations that they will have, which means they are fully funded for the first 3 years. And on top of that, the federal government, the Federal Railroad Authority, has dedicated $33 million through a CRISI grant to the Gulf Coast for the return of rail. So all that's left is the missing piece, and all that's left for this to actually take place in the state of Alabama is the state of Alabama committing not only committing to the project and committing to the other states that we want to be a part of this, but also, of course, the funding. So we are actively working with the governor's office. We're actively working with the city council, the mayor's office, and I'll say that all options are on the table. We're open to any suggestions, and we're really hoping that we can have this solidified within the next 6 months to bring back passenger rail and have a commitment to Mississippi and Louisiana that we want to be their partner in this. So in terms of the price tag for the state of Alabama, as I said, it's $10 million for Louisiana, $19 for Mississippi. The state of Alabama, to bring this back tomorrow, would need to allocate approximately $5 million, and that would include both infrastructure cost and also operating cost. So to bifurcate that out, we'll go with the infrastructure first. For a downtown station, where the station previously was to Hurricane Katrina, the studies have come back that we need $2.2 million in infrastructure cost for that station to be operational and for that station to not impede the freight lines. And what I mean there is that a secondary line would need to be created to make sure that the Amtrak train does not stay on the main line longer than it has to. And that $2.2 million also includes upgrades of things like track crossings and grades across the tracks. So from the Alabama line into the city, it would cover everything. That $2.2 million can be paid over a 4-year period. And money does not have to come from a designated entity. It can come from the state, the county, the city, or a combination thereof. Now, on top of that, for the first 3 years, which I keep saying 3 years because that's just the way that Amtrak does their modeling systems, the state of Alabama would need approximately $3 million for operating cost, which would be escalated. Year one would be about $700,000, year two $900,000, and so on. And then projected based on approximately a $30 round-trip ticket price and based on ridership numbers, we believe that by years 4 and 5, worst case scenario, that the state of Alabama would need about $600,000 a year to operate this train. That price that amount does not include things like food and beverage. That's not taken into account, and also advertising on the train was not taken into account. So it was just ticket sales. So in other words, we believe that by year 4, this will be a self-sustaining, fully funded train, and we will not need further infrastructure updates because Amtrak takes care of not only the insurance of the tracks but also the upgrades as needed. So we're in talks with all the above to make sure that everybody understands the impact of this economically, of course, not only from an economic development standpoint, but also from a tourism standpoint, which would be vital for the city. But one of the key factors is where's the station going to go? And so we've had a lot of conversations with the Port Authority, with the mayor, with the governor's office, and we want to make sure that we have the support of everyone. We don't want to do anything. I mean, the point of the Southern Rail Commission is not simply passenger rail. The point of the Southern Rail Commission is to benefit all rail. And so what we're trying to do is to make sure that we find a station location that will not impede the freight lines of the Port of Alabama. So we're in open conversation with the Airport Authority. Right now there is a study being conducted in conjunction with CSX and Amtrak to identify a location near the Brookley airfield that would be a proposed passenger rail site for a station, and also the infrastructure cost of that location. As I said, downtown is $2.2 million. We anticipate that a Brookley station infrastructure cost would be a little more, but maybe $1 million more, but nothing more than that. And so all options are on the table. But that being said, we're going to need some partners, and we're going to need some commitments from some partners that they're interested in this and that they want to come back to the table and maybe discuss funding this. And so that's why I'm here today, to really start that conversation publicly, as we would like to request that this body consider for another date coming to the table with infrastructure dollars to help us bring this back. And so once we have those dollar figures for the Brookley Field Station, of course you're going to feel more comfortable if you have that number, then we can sit down and have a real conversation about what it would really take in terms of that 4-year payment commitment and the benefit to Mobile County. But we wanted to start that conversation today, put it on the radar, and of course answer any questions y'all may have about the logistics of bringing this back.
Ladies?
When do you think you might have the cost figures for the Brookley station?
We'll have those numbers within the next 3 to 6 months. And along the same line, the master plan for the Brookley airfield will also be completed in about 6 months. So we're anticipating those to overlap.
I have several questions. The Brookley, you answered my question. I knew y'all were looking at Brookley trying to avoid traffic at the port, which we appreciate that because we hope the port's going to do it much better. Now, from Alabama, you're talking about $5 million needed, but you haven't got a commitment from the state yet on how much?
That's correct. The state is interested in seeing what kind of local commitments we can secure before they earmark any funds. They want to see that we have skin in. They want to see that the city and the county are interested in helping us.
And this is to be paid out over a 4-year period?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how much are you asking the city and the county for?
Well, we have not given them a dollar figure yet, but what we're going to be asking the city for and the state for will be related to the operational cost. But we believe that the county would be more inclined to the one-off payment of infrastructure cost.
Okay, so if the ticket is purchased in New Orleans, it should throughout the whole Amtrak cost, correct?
That's correct, through the Southern Rail Commission, yes, sir.
Or the sale of the appetizers, and drinks, so on and so forth.
And advertising, yes, sir.
So we'll all participate in that cash flow. Okay, well, that's good. And I don't know if it qualifies, I'm sitting up here writing myself notes, but we have some Go Mesa funds that might be able to fit this, and I would encourage, what's your thoughts?
We'd have to get more details and have some discussions, but we can provide an opinion on that.
Well, there's certainly Go Mesa funds for the city, county, and the state. So that might be an alternative that you could get all three.
That'd be fantastic.
Don't know if it'll work or not. I mean, sometimes we have to bend and twist these programs to actually work, but it's a place to start.
Although I think we approved a 3-year program for the expenditure of our Go Mesa funds, unless that's modified somehow, those funds are already earmarked. But that said, you know, if we can get those figures back, we can have a better idea of what the possibility might be. And I think you had more questions. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, I think that's it.
In the event that you say by year 4 it should be self-sustaining in terms of operations, in the event it's not, what would happen then as far as obligation and responsibility? Who would pick up the responsibility for paying for operations?
We don't have an answer yet to who would be responsible. The short answer would be the state of Alabama in general. And as we've projected, a worst case would be a $600,000 shortfall. We do not anticipate that. But for the sake of a worst case argument, we would bring that into the equation when asking the state and the city for operational cost to be covered.
Okay.
So you're basically talking about a program that may start 2 or 3 years from now, correct?
In terms of when the passenger service would begin? Yes. If all money is put in place, then within the next 24 months, passenger rail service will return.
Yeah, so we might still get in that window. Okay.
Who is the market? Who's the market? The anticipated market for this service?
The short answer is everyone. We anticipate not only tourists coming and going from New Orleans, coming and going to the Biloxi casinos, but also day-to-day business travel. We hope that we'll keep the ticket prices low enough where not only those individuals who maybe can't afford to drive to New Orleans could take the train, but also a lot of corporations right now are having to rent buses and vans to commute their employees to the Mississippi coast or to New Orleans. And so we want to keep the price point at a point that keeps everybody on the table as far as being a customer.
So will either one of the stops in Mississippi or Louisiana be close to their airports? I just don't want to drain it any more than we already have. Do you know where their stops are anticipated?
Yes, ma'am. The stops will be in Pascagoula, Biloxi, Gulfport, and Bay Louis. And so what we're hoping as well, speaking of the airport, is that not only will we have passenger service back and forth and be able to monetize that for Mobile County, but also if the if the station is placed at the Brookley airfield, we'll start to bring in air travel passengers from Pascagoula. And they can take a $10 to $15 train ticket to the airport and then get on the airline. And so not only will this be a great benefit for passenger rail, but also for air service.
Okay.
Wow.
And the prices are prorated depending on where the destination is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the ticket prices that we're looking at are based on other similar commuter services across the country. But there's been some speculation that they would be rather high, but ultimately those prices just haven't really been studied yet. And it comes down to the Southern Rail Commission, not Amtrak, to decide what those prices are going to be. And so we're going to make sure that they're reasonable.
How do you answer those people who are concerned about the length of time that it will take to get from, say, Mobile to New Orleans, which, if you're driving, would be a less time? So
right now, you're correct. It's about 2 hours door to door. This would be about 3 hours door to door. But the benefit is this. Let's say that it's a work day. All of a sudden, you can actually talk on your cell phone legally, since you can't do that anymore. And also, you can use Wi-Fi services. You can get a meal. It extends the work day where you're not losing that time on the road. Also, if you're a leisure traveler, all of a sudden you get a meal, you get to enjoy the coast, maybe stop at the aquarium in Mississippi that's coming online, and then continue to New Orleans. So the point of it is really to make sure we capture those who have time and those who are in a hurry, and that it's going to be business related and for travel.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Stephen.
Look forward to speaking soon. Thank you.
Take care.
Our last speaker is Billy Brewer DeVue, discussing item number 55.
I don't think my book goes up that high.
Hi, my name is Billy DeVue, and I have a question about Brewer Estates. And Matthew has to address most of my concerns already. This is family property where less than, I guess, 4.72 acres out of 40 is being sold, and they resurveyed 3 of the plots, and it's being called Brewer Estates. I have a question. Why it's having to be called Brewer Estates, and the piece of property being sold, should there be, is there restrictions as to how many they can do on that 5 acres? Are they going to come in and divide that up into, put 3 houses and actually try to do a subdivision? Or, yeah, I'm in a rural area. This is family property. Brewer Road, maiden name Brewer, curious.
We have the people here that'll be able to answer that for you.
So the name Brewer Estates was chosen by the surveyor and the applicant. All we check the name for is to make sure that it's not duplicated or too phonetically similar to other subdivisions. As you're aware, commissioners, we don't have zoning in the county. The lot is probably large enough, could come back and be re-subdivided into 2 or 3, but we don't know what their intended use is, and we don't have any regulations that would restrict it from any particular use.
So should they decide that, do they have to propose and it come up again to where I would be notified by this letter?
Any re-subdivision would require a re-notification, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also, all the people across Celeste Road, not connected to this, received a letter, but not everyone connected to received a letter, so I was curious. My question says, property lines are shown stopping at Brewer Road, which is unpaved, but some of it exceeds past that. So you're going to handle that later? Is that what you're going to show me about that later?
We've arranged to go and speak about that in a little while. The property lines, as it's described in meets zones, extend across a road that we maintain, that we have prescriptive right-of-way on, and so much of that is being dedicated as right-of-way as part of this subdivision.
Well, I asked because the power company had to ask me to put up a power pole for someone across that road. So if they have to ask, how can you just do whatever you want without asking? Curious.
At some point, it becomes a legal question, but we've maintained Brewer Road for long enough that we have prescriptions for the roadway.
But not the portion that exceeds across the roadway, right? Because that's what I'm asking about. I mean, I have 10 feet over on the other side of where you grade, and then you don't grade all the way around, so.
And we'll only maintain where our prescriptive rights are.
Was the concern the use of the name? You mentioned that?
Well, I was more concerned about who proposed it, which was personal thing.
It might be in the best interest to hold this subdivision over for a meeting, see if I can work to address some of her concerns. And
why don't we do that and see if we can answer the questions to your satisfaction?
Yes.
No, I'm not going to do that to a sibling. Thank you. I'm not going to.
So we should move forward?
Yes, just move forward.
Okay.
Commissioners, I might want to add that these 3 parcels that are being platted currently exist as 5-acre tracts. That is the reason why we have not objected to this division of property on a unpaved road. They exist currently. With this platting of the property, we're dedicating right-of-way to the county. It's in the county's benefit, so
So we do have a county-maintained road, obviously.
We currently maintain this within
Prescriptive.
prescriptive limits.
Yeah.
They're dedicating right-of-way was part of this plat. That's the reason why we did not object to this.
Okay.
Thank you.
More?
There are no other speakers, Commissioner.
Okay, good. All right. You sitting in for Glenn Hodge?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Okay. Item number 1, approve minutes of the regular meeting of 13/2019.
So moved.
Second. Number 2, approve the list of claims.
So moved.
Second. Number 3, approve acceptance of video systems from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs to the Sheriff's Department.
So moved.
Second. Number 4 was voted at the conference. Number 5, approve application of JD and AJ Inc. for the transfer of retail beer and retail table wine license off premises only, Sitgo Snow Road, 3472 Snow Road North, Sims, Alabama, 36575, and that's in District 2.
So moved.
Second. Number 6, adopt a resolution authorizing request of the Electronics Department to dispose of certain items from the Metro Jail's fixed assets inventory list, declare surplus property, and authorize items to be disposed of by lawful means.
So moved.
Second. Number 7, approve EFP 10120, amended contract with Satsuma Public Library, amount of $5,000 from District 1 funds to pay operational expenses.
So moved.
Second. 8, approve CDP 201-20, contract with Mobile Regional Senior Community Center Foundation, Inc., in the amount of $13,950 from District 2 funds to pay for beautification and maintenance of its landscape.
So moved.
Second. Number 9, approve reappointments of Roy Hodge, Jeff Reeves, Stephen Bowden, and Robert Adams to the Mobile Communications District Board, all for a term of 4 years to expire November 12, 2023.
So moved.
Second. Number 10, approve investment purchases of county funds by the treasurer for September 2019.
So moved.
Second. Number 11, approve CDP 202-20, contract with the Sims Recreation and Community Center, Inc., in the amount of $3,088 from District 2 funds to be used for kitchen upgrades.
So moved.
Second. Number 12, approve change order number 1 with Mobile Fence Company for CCP 2019-003, replacement of hazardous backstop fencing at West Mobile County Park. The change will decrease the contract amount by $2,500 for the unused portion of the allowance. The new contract total will be $34,403.
So moved.
Second. Number 13, adopt resolution appointing Charles P. Miller as safety coordinator for Mobile County.
So moved.
Second. Number 14, approve contract to sponsor the Mobile Bay Area Veterans Day Commission's annual Veterans Day celebration in the amount of $5,000.
So moved.
Second. Number 15, approve EFP 201-20, contract Mobile Symphony, Inc., in the amount of $26,420 from District 2 funds to pay for its Preludes and Strings program for District 2 schools.
So moved.
Second. Number 16, approve EFP 102-20, contract with the Delta Resource Educational Association of Mobile, Inc., in the amount of $15,000 from District 1 funds for educational programs.
So moved.
Second. Number 17, approve proposal for services with Madison Consulting Group, Inc. for actuarial analysis of the county's auto and general liability program and to project expected unpaid liabilities for a fee of $2,000 and any reasonable travel costs.
So moved.
Second. Number 18, approve proposal for services with Madison Consulting Group, Inc. for actuarial analysis of the county's old self-insured workers' compensation program for claims prior to December 31st, 2014 for a fee of $4,000 and any reasonable travel costs.
Moved.
Second. Number 19, approve appointment of Dana Foster Allen as a member of the Marketing Committee, replacing Kathy Eddy, and appoint Vanessa McAlpine as an alternative member, replacing Dina Pollard.
So moved.
Second.
Number 20, approve change order number 1 with Bagby and Russell Electronic Company, Inc. for CCP 2018-001 security camera upgrades for the Revenue Commissioner's Office in Michael Square. The change will remove unused allowance and decrease the contract amount by $347.50. The revised contract total will be $95,217.50.
So moved.
Second.
Number 21, approve EFP 236-19 and CDP 318-19 contract with Ambient LLC, DBA Focus Empowering Women in the amount of $4,000, $2,000 from District 2 funds and $2,000 from District 3 funds for its Focus on Women conference to be used for scholarships.
So moved.
Second.
Number 22.
Abstain. No, and abstain for item 21.
Number 22, accept award from the Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs for the 2019 Mobile Area Law Enforcement Initiative Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $169,327 for the project period October 1, 2018 through September 30th, 2022, with no local match. The award date of the agreement is September 27, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Number 23, approve EFP 100-20, contract with the City of Chickasaw Board of Education to benefit Chickasaw High School in the amount of $8,250 from District 1 funds to be used for football equipment, uniforms, and fees.
So moved.
Second.
Item 24, approve EFP 104-20, contract with Mobile Symphony, Inc. in the amount of $35,674 from District 1 funds to be used to pay for its Preludes and Strings program for District 1 schools.
So moved.
Second.
Number 25, approve amending the 2019 capital improvement plan to add project and estimated cost as follows. CIP 2019-001I, City of Citronelle Recreation Center, ceiling and floor repairs, $25,000. This amendment creates project CIP 2019-001I, City of Citronelle Recreation Center, and allocates $25,000 from CIP 2019 District 1 unnamed projects to CIP 2019-001I, Citronelle Recreation Center.
So moved.
Second.
Number 26, approve contract with CNA Construction, Inc. for CIP 2019-007, improvements to the Old Government Plaza restaurant location not to exceed $35,000.
So moved.
Second.
Abstain.
Okay. Number 27, approve lease agreement with United Saints of America, LLC, DBA Chicken Salad Chick, tenant, and Mobile County Commission landlord for an initial term of 12 months with 2 12-month extensions, subject to commission approval.
So moved.
Second.
Number 28, approve agreement with Logical Computer Solutions, Inc. for 3 years beginning November 1, 2019 in the amount of $1,850 per month for a complete disaster recovery backup computer server system of Exchange SQL and web servers for probate court.
So moved.
Second.
I would like to abstain from that one.
Okay. Number 29, approve agreement with Logical Computer Solutions, Inc. for 3 years beginning November 1, 2019 in the amount of $3,100 per month for a complete disaster and recovery backup computer server system of AMCAT Granicus database, web and application servers for probate court.
So moved.
Second.
Abstain from that one also.
Number 30, approve EFP 202-20 contract with Young Leaders of America in the amount of $5,000 from District 2 funds to be used to pay for its leadership program.
So moved.
Second.
Item 31, authorize acceptance of a grant award and subrecipient agreement from the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for the Northwest Satsuma Water and Sewer Project Phase 1, engineering and design in the amount of $226,748 with no match required, subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
Numbers 32 through 35 were voted on at the conference. Number 36, adopt a resolution approving to change the subsistence allowance from a daily rate to an hourly rate.
So moved.
Second.
Number 37, consider taking the following action on bids.
So moved.
Second.
Number 38, approve EFP 105-20, EFP 203-20, and EFP 301-20 contract with Crittenden Youth Inc. in the amount totaling $10,000, $3,500 from District 1 funds, $4,000 from District 2 funds, and $2,500 from District 3 funds to be used to pay for its ambassador program.
So moved.
Second.
Number 39, approve EFP 106-20 contract with the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County to benefit Callaway Smith Middle School in the amount of $10,157.01 from District 1 funds to be used to pay for band instruments and tours.
So moved.
Second.
Number 40, adopt a resolution authorizing a request from the Revenue Commissioner's Office to dispose of certain items from fixed assets inventory list, declare as surplus property, and authorize items to be disposed of by lawful means.
So moved.
Second.
Number 41, consider approving purchase of on-base enterprise content management solution, including cloud hosting, share-based, maintenance and support through OMNIA Partners, a purchasing cooperative, contract number R150404 for a 3-year term at a total cost of $165,378.64 per year. And also approving professional services for a one-time fee of $35,000 for implementation of contract management, and authorize the President of the Commission to execute all documents in conjunction therewith, subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
42, approve awarding the bid for project MCR 2018-202 Sims Street resurfacing to John G. Walton Construction Company, Inc. for their low bid in the amount of $341,277.
So moved.
Second.
Number 43 was voted at the conference. Number 44, authorize advertisement and receive bids for project MCR 2014-207 Halls Mill Road and Lees Lane resurfacing.
So moved.
Second.
Number 45 was voted at the conference. Number 46, approve supplemental agreement number 2 with John G. Walton Construction Company, Inc., project CIP 2013-040, CIP 2015-006E, CIP 2017-016, Mobile County Soccer Complex Phase 1, to increase the amount of the contract by $89,827.20 for the lighting and irrigation of an additional field.
So moved.
Second.
Number 47, approve authorizing acquisition of property and acceptance of right-of-way deeds and easement the following property owners for the following projects.
So moved.
Second.
Number 48, approve supplemental amendment number 2 with Southern Land Development LLC, project MCR 2016-206, Randolph Foster Road, grade drain basin pave, decreasing the contract by $864.36 for an asphalt cost deduction due to roadway areas out of tolerance from the original specified cross slopes.
So moved.
Second.
Item number 49, approve amendment number 1, CE&I agreement with Neil Schaefer, Inc. for ALDOT project number TAPMB-TA17949 MCP 00317 ADA compliant curb ramps at various locations in Mobile County. The additional costs incurred by Neil Schaefer, Inc. due to the contractor not completing the project within the specified time will be deducted from the contractor's payment. There is no increase in the total cost of the project.
So moved.
Second.
Number 50, approve project CDP 101-20, furnishing 72 cubic yards of sand clay base and 36 cubic yards of sand to the town of Mount Vernon. The estimated cost is $1,406.83.
So moved.
Second.
51, adopt a resolution consenting to the assignment of professional engineering contracts with Hutchinson Moore and Roch LLC relating to improvement projects, Project MCR 2010-13, Project MCR 2010-207, and Project MCR 2010-310 to Goodwin Mills and Kaywood, Inc., as a result of the sale and purchase of certain assets.
So moved.
Second.
Number 52, approve GFP 0668, furnishing and installing 18 cubic yards of topsoil and 16 pallets of sod for the Mobile County Housing Authority. The estimated cost is $5,375.15.
So moved.
Second.
Number 53, approve acceptance of hold harmless indemnity agreements for fiscal year 19 through 20 for use of county equipment from the following: City of Saraland, Moab Band of Choctaw Indians, Town of Dauphin Island, and approving the following annual work orders to furnish labor and equipment to perform weekend work for the following municipalities, labor to be reimbursed by the municipality. City of Saraland, work order number 16593, Moab Band of Choctaw Indians, work order number 16596, and Town of Dauphin Island, work order number 16597.
So moved.
Second.
Number 54, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Track 14 in the amount of $3,900 for project MCR 2016-009, McDonald Road, additional lanes.
So moved.
Second.
55, approve preliminary and final plat of Anna Marie subdivision and preliminary and final plat of Brewer Estates and preliminary and final plat of Resub Melon Paradise 2 and preliminary and final plat of Resub of Lot 1B, Cinnasone Budafan subdivision.
Any more?
Let's see. And preliminary and final plat of Weaver Way.
So moved.
Second.
56, consider waiving sections 4.23 of the subdivision regulations requiring all streets to be paved, and 7.1 of the subdivision regulations allowing subdivisions of property along unpaved private roads, and approving preliminary and final plat of Howard Acres re-subdivision, 2 lots unnamed private drive, proximity to Hamilton Farm Road, District 3. Owners are adjusting an adjoining line between 2 existing parcels. The engineering department has no objection to the granting of this waiver.
So moved.
Second.
Number 57, approve preliminary plat only of Cambridge Place, Phase 4, 65 lots, Paget Drive, District 2. This subdivision was previously approved by the City of Mobile Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Number 58, approve non-federal reimbursable agreement between the Mobile County Commission and the Department of Transportation Federal Aviation Administration for the FAA flight inspection of the precision approach path indicators at the Jeremiah A. Denton Airport, Mobile County Project CCP 151-15, Phase 3. Also approve the prepayment of $8,523.90 to the FAA. Estimated cost, including overhead, is $8,804.
So moved.
Second.
59, adopt resolution that Mobile County intends to apply for grant year fiscal year 2020 airport improvement funding from the state of Alabama, acting by and through the Alabama Department of Transportation for the Jeremiah A. Denton Airport, CCP-151-15.
So moved.
Second.
Number 60, adopt a resolution assenting to the vacation of a portion of the right-of-way of Deer River Road by Millard Maritime LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Number 61, approve rescinding the approval of the preliminary and final plat of Houston Family Subdivision, 2 lots, Irvington Bayou, La Battery Highway, District 3. This plat should have been omitted from the previous agenda because the paperwork was not received by the deadline and still hasn't been received.
So moved.
Second.
Do I do the add-on now?
Okay.
Okay, Commissioners, we have an add-on. In number 1, it says, approve application of Loblolly Farm for special events retail alcohol license, Loblolly Resort LLC, 9930 Stone Road, Sims, Alabama, 36575, District 2.
So moved.
Second.
Number 2, commission announcements and/or comments.
Ladies?
On Saturday, we had the clean sweep in North Mobile County, and I received a really nice text from Leanne Green, who's a member of the Creola City Council. She said, "Thank you for the cleanup day. We took advantage of it, and the employees were outstanding." So I just want to give a shout out to our little patrol for the great job that they did, and to let them know that people were watching and were really impressed with the quality of work. So thank you.
Number 63, approve.
I got a
Oh, you got
comment.
something? Okay, go ahead.
To those of y'all that saw my Facebook post where the lady dropped a bag of rocks and complained about the size of the rocks we're putting on the road, I'd like to thank our road and bridge department. They went out there and put down much smoother rocks, much smaller rocks, smoothed it out. She sent me a picture of her kids riding bicycles down the road now, so thank you, Ricky. I appreciate the job y'all do. No one really knows what goes on back there, but thank you.
So rocks come in several different sizes, do they?
There were some big rocks.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Number 63, approve request for motion to adjourn on October 30th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Whew.